What is up, y'all? My name is Cosmo Star, and welcome back to another YouTube video. And today in this video, I have no idea what to talk about because I literally was just like, there were some thoughts that I wanted to say and just express and other things, but really I don't know what to say, but I do have things to say to make a video, I guess. So but before we begin, if you're new, definitely subscribe, hit that like button when you get a chance, or if you like this, or if you like any other content, please interact with it, subscribe and click on that bell notifications so you can see more videos of this. But yeah, here we go, guys. So I am back here in my car. I literally I have my tea with me, and so I literally came outside. It is like 52 degrees, which is really cold. And I just have this portable flashlight that I have that I put in my car. So instead of using my engine light, because I don't want to be wasting gas and stuff, and that keeps me company. So my portable light and my tea, my hydro flask tea, my hydro flask, which holds tea, obviously. Sorry. But I do want to say a couple things. First and foremost, I know I have made videos that I have put on display. It's not out yet, but it's like on a premiere. And some of the videos, one or two videos, I believe, it will express that possibly, and this was supposed to be like for that video, but I'm saying it in this video, and like it's fine, but I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to delete those videos. It'll still be displayed, but I just wanted to say this because I have made it's like, when you're thinking of something and then later on you're like, oh, you change your mind. That's what happened. And so I wanted to say that I may not continue. I was at first wasn't thinking of continuing YouTube because I did not want it to be not fun. That was the whole point of doing YouTube, was I wanted it to can't speak. I wanted it to be fun and to experience this just showcase of me and what I do and things that I may think and come up with and then put in a video. Simple, almost like really simple as that. But I was like, based on my, I guess, situation, and but also trying to interact with the algorithm, knowing that it won't work the way I want it to, and it just takes time and time and time for videos and also other platforms for it to reach to. But I just was like, I just decided to think for a bit about it, and then I guess weeks or a couple days later now, I'm like, you know what, I may need to continue doing this. And because I want to document myself, but it's a video. But I want to see where I can take this. I want to see where I can go with this, whatever I'm doing. And I think it's so special that me as a small content creator with, as of right now, I'm being for real. No one really watches me, but in the future, hopefully people do, and I'm not negative about that, but it's just as of right now, I am in the reality of right now. So, but I always want to have some potential of things happening when I'm doing the work, or I'm doing the things that will get me there, even though it may be difficult, or maybe I have to do other things in order to have that somewhat align with what I want to happen. And so that's what I'm doing. And I decided that I would continue doing this YouTube thing because it's like um, one of the most expressive things I have done as far as just sharing what's been going on through my life and some things in my life, and things like sharing mashups. I have fun making mashups. Having the opportunity to share. I just did this like a few hours ago. A concert that I had performed at my college and recorded the entire thing with the group that I am in, and basically share it on YouTube. And I'm glad that there's going to be more concerts that I'm doing at the end of this year. So, but yeah, I just decided that, if it happens where I'm like, okay, where's his videos? I thought he was gonna do this. Some like I said, my mind changed, so it could change again, and I am not going to be upset. That um, you know, I may not be posting on here, or along those lines, but it's really just a situation I'm in, and how I wish I can do so many things, but not a lot of things are happening the way I want them to. And when I say that, I always try to like um uh be hold on one second. Always try to clarify what that means, because I don't want people to take it differently. Like, because in reality, we're not always going to get what we want, but in this situation, I feel like I should in some cases, because of the work that I'm doing, as in like um just for me, as someone who wants to have more jobs than just one job. I mean, I want to work constantly and not have, I know this is like, I know Gen Z, I'm a Gen Z, and like people would disagree. Some Gen Z people would disagree that about this, because why work all that all that time and then still not getting back the achievement that you deserved, like the money in some cases. So, but like, I just want to work so hard to stack up all that money in my bank account so I can save it. Right now, unfortunately, I can't save any money, and even though I have mentioned that I have been to concerts, I am actually um for next year, my goal is not to go to that many concerts, or concerts at all. But let's see how that process goes. um, but I will say I am happy that I got tickets to see Delwater Gap next year on February this next February, and I'm really excited. I got the VIP tickets, so it has lots of things that are listed in it, and I'm so happy that I got it and it's here. I know I'm like going like next topic, but I will read it back into what are things I want. But anyways, I could take a short vacation back to California again, and but being in San Diego, because he has booked a show in San Diego, and I was like, you know what, I could visit San Diego again because I've been there like before COVID, and it was wonderful, and it was cold, but I really liked the weather and what I did there and stuff. So I could go to that show and go to the one in my hometown. So I don't know, but as of right now, I have booked the show that is here in Arizona, and it's at the Van Buren. So I'm so excited. Um, but yeah, but when I back to continuing this content, um, it may when and I want to clarify again when I had the previous thought of like not like stopping making content. I can see how like it'll be a little bit interesting that you may see like concert videos of me performing, and like as I said, like, oh, I wasn't gonna like post again. I just realized that, like when I was bringing this up in my head, I was like, oh, I may say that I stopped posting like actual other content, but I literally just I want to share the me performing and stuff. So, but I think it's because when I'm performing, I'm not like talking directly to you guys. You're just like visualize like me singing and whatever else I'm doing. So that's why. But like, but I'm still thinking of just doing other content things if I have, if the time is right. Let's just say that, if the time is right. So, but yeah, I want to take a moment to, I don't know, this year has been really moody. October has been really moody, but at the end of October, it was great. When it was great. It was fine. It was great. It was amazing. I had a great time. I had a great Halloween. The best Halloween ever. Going to a concert and seeing Somber, and also getting to just happen to hug Somber on stage and during the Halloween contest and stuff like that. It was really fun. And also the day before Halloween, going to the Life of a Showgirl Taylor Swift themed party at the same place at the Van Buren. It's my favorite venue because I, I, I like the venue. Like, it's like small, and like it's great. It's amazing. The layout is amazing it's like great for small artists. But I also think for me, because I get to go on stage a lot, and it's like I don't even ask. It's just because of how, it's either the person who's hosting it once selected me, or or they just want people to come up on stage. Both of those answers can connect together. So, it's a really fun experience. I'm so glad that I'm used to crowd work. I don't know, and dancing and stuff like that. So, but yeah, but I would say, I mean, look at this. It's been a hard year in America. I'm seeing so many things that's happening and going to happen, and it's just it's really tougher than ever. And this is what literally just popped up in my head right now. When you go low, you're going to hell, straight to hell. If you go low, you're going straight to hell. And that's what is happening a lot lately, as pertaining to the government and politicians and people representing people, those things. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't thinking about getting into politics. Because I would, if I were to get into politics, the things I will be stating, I would have to have like, not a not a I don't have a teleprompter, first of all, but to have a notes or whatever, pen and paper, or computer and stuff like that, but I don't have that. Um but but yeah, that would be for another thing and stuff like that, but I'm just stating it is hard. um you know and I feel like people need to look closer at what's happening. And there's some people that are ignorant, and like, because they think they're superior, and like they don't care about like the world that we live in, and like, it's not just you, it's people, a community, uh your state, it affects everyone, and just because it's not affecting you doesn't mean that it's not affecting someone else. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's just been hard because I wanted Joe Biden to just well, I was gonna say, I wanted Joe Biden to my God, what a great way to put this in the video. Joe Biden stated that he wanted to end student debt, or the majority of student debt. But I don't know if, yeah, it was still when I was in college last year, and he was still president. Like, but I don't think it would, like, somehow would not. I wasn't in debt. I was using a student loan at the time, so I don't think that would work. But if it did pertain to me, that would definitely help if I was in debt. But I am not in debt at all. College, uh, in college, or with my bank at all. But but it had, but I've been learning. I've been listening to podcasts. These two people that, I'm not gonna say, but like, I know for a fact they are Democrats, and the one thing I want to state is, like, they have knowledge, where they have evidence. There we go. They have evidence for their things. They have things to back up their claims, and stuff. So I really appreciate those two people, just stating facts all the time and being consistent with it. But me getting into this, but it was turned down because it was not it was like not like it wasn't meeting one of the requirements for signing it into law or whatnot. So I had to go back to, I don't know, something about the Supreme Court. I don't know. I would have to have, like I said, evidence, and like I was like, be like, oh, it's on, like, go to this source and stuff, and yada yada yada. But yeah, I would have to have evidence with that. But I am not the type of person who, I hear something and then I just like um immediately, like just like, what's the word, believe with no evidence. I would say 90%. I will find something. I would, 90% I would see, I would look for evidence, the statistics, and whatever is credible, a credible source, and then I will be like, okay, well, since there's evidence right here, and it's credible, and whatever it is, then I would have to concede or whatever. But most of the time I don't have to concede, as for referring to politics, because I always try to double check if that's true or whatever. But yeah. Anyways, let's switch it to something else. I wanted to talk. I was literally going to talk about my mood. Let's go back to my mood. I think my mood. Well, my mood right now. Well, I just finished a gig at my college, so and I slept well, so I'm fine, but I'm also a little bit emotional. And um and I know that I'm emotional because I can it's not just that I feel it. What I was actually trying to say is like um I'm I'm actually emotional because when I drink coffee, I get emotional, but like I had to realize that it if the coffee, because of the substance of it, it can influence that. So that's where I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm so more emotional than regularly. So it's because I drank coffee just like a few hours ago. So like I have to like realize that I'm not actually, even though I'm in my feelings are intense. Yeah. So, but my emotions are not intense right now, but I do feel things. And I think, I don't know, I just think that I always think about my situation and how it can be better. And right at this very moment, um, I've done the best I can to just be here. Like I am doing the best I can right now. I am been doing the best I can because I am alive. Not just healthy in a healthy way, because I honestly I've been eating lots of fast foods and stuff. Not very much candy. I'm not really a candy person, but I would debate whether what is candy or what not. But like snacks, I eat those things. But like but just being here, I think we take it for granted that, being in this very moment or being alive is very important. It's very important. And me, I just, I don't like to wish, even though I may be saying like, oh, I wish, I, I, I wonder how this could be better, or things could be different in situations that put me in a bad, in an awkward situation. I don't know how to explain further than that, but without like don't know what to say moment. But yeah, it's just, I'm um just having moments and having a moment right now. I think keeping up with myself in doing this, it benefits me because like I always think like, what if I didn't do this, and like, people wouldn't know, because the internet is like everywhere, and so you can literally find anything on the internet. But like when it's like in person, it could be different. It's very much more um closed off, and not like in like, oh, I'm far away from anyone. It's just like, there are people that don't go on social media and stuff, and like, but you hear them a lot in the community and stuff, or like, around places at the store or at the movie theater. And I kind of almost have, like, I mean, not, I was about to say not have that, but like, I, 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 I do kind of, it's almost like that. Like, people know me from here and there. And I also am on social media, but not like constant, because I did share that however I am, like, it's just too much. And like, I'm just on YouTube and Insta, but mostly on YouTube as of right now, on YouTube for sure. But I just like, I if something happened to me, goodness gracious, not um then at least these are here to show what what I've been going through, which is tough times being at home, and also at school, trying to get out there as a musician, and to just be a hard worker. Like, if there's not little to no evidence of me trying to do something for myself and not trying to have others do it for me, then I don't know what like, I don't know why you're here. Not in a rude way, but like, I feel like you're here because you're seeing the evolution of Cosmo Star being the star, literally. And it will be legendary with a period at the end. That was so iconic. I'm definitely gonna keep that in the video. But it's just honestly, I'm losing like lots of track of what to say, but I just think I just need to do what I need to do, what I feel is best for me, and that's what I have been doing ever since. I think it's just that sometimes I'm bored, and then I go on here to make videos and to make it more interesting, when in fact sometimes maybe it's not interesting, but I still want to share because I have nothing to do. I'm also gonna keep that in the video. But it's like, I decided, I have decided when my first video, Who Is This Star? I decided that, let me express who I am. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and and now I don't have to worry about that because it's all over YouTube and also my other platforms. But I don't have to have the thought. I don't ever have the thought of like, okay, I may have to delete that, or I may have to delete this, or maybe I have to delete every social media thing, or at all. Like, I don't have that, because I literally need, like, it's like I'm making a movie for myself. I literally was like, not a movie, but like a TV show. This is my TV show. And I really don't give a if this is boring or no one's gonna watch it. But will I watch it? Probably not, because like sometimes it's the things that I share is really sad. But there's other videos that I will watch, but just clips of it. But that's what you probably guys do. But but I really just I could have done other better things, but you know what? Here I am because of the situation I am, the world that's happening, and you know what? I'm just gonna go through it, and you know what? Yeah. What? No one can stop me. So that's kind of the vibes and stuff. But yeah, I mean, at least I'm doing my college work, okay, and trying to get a associate's degree in popular music, and eventually possibly transferring to a university, particularly the one that is in Arizona. Yeah, I also love my my state. Like, I love, people say California's amazing, New York's amazing, Texas is amazing. New Orleans, Texas and New Orleans. I just added those out because for fun, but because I know so many things happen in California and in New York, because that's where a lot of things started. It's just there's so many things. History has shown that, and so but I do like it here, even though at times it can be hot, but I think maybe just me driving to places, especially in downtown, it's just so convenient. Like, I get to park in places that is closest to the venue, and like the parking isn't that expensive, and also it's not that far, and also I've been to so many places in downtown and to park, and it's like, those car parking buildings and stuff. I think I come to realize that they're not really full all the time. And I'm just like, I know there's lots of events and stuff, but and at times when, it's not that full because it's not like a big artist coming to the city or whatnot, or football game, because the State Farm Stadium is, that the State Farm Arena or whatever, I said that right the first time, it's in Glendale, and so that's in a different place than downtown Phoenix. But I'm just like, wow, it's still spacious and stuff. Like, it's not that, it's really almost empty. Like, because I'm like on the second level and third level. At many times I've parked at the garage. Is it called parking garage? Hey, I knew that, but I was just like, okay, official word coming, incoming in 3, 2, 1, parking garage. There it goes. So, but anyways, yeah, I was like, this is nice. And I know the Phoenix has developed so amazingly with its buildings and stuff. And having, finishing the metro line, it's really nice. And I actually haven't gone on their new metro line coming from Central, ending on Baseline, where I'm at. Like, I'm literally telling you about my city, but I can't wait whenever I need to use it, because it's definitely will be convenient if I need to go to a concert, or if my car breaks down, then I just need to take 2 buses. Yeah, 2 buses and then a train to go down to downtown. Oh, yeah. So, and I know I probably expressed this, but I'm being more expressive in this video, because who cares what people say? I have never really care what people say, unless it's advice or unsolicited advice, which is great. But in general, I keep my things to myself. What am I thinking? I don't know what I meant by keeping my things to myself. I keep my thoughts together, I guess. Yeah, I keep my thoughts together. And just mind my own business when needed at times. So, but yeah, and also I want to say, I want to state that I mentioned, this is another topic. I'll get used to this. At least I got the intro right. Hi, my name is Cosmo Star, and welcome back to another YouTube video. At least I got that. But the transition sometimes, it gets me off or whatever. Anyways, I wanted to state that I said in another video that why would I want to do a podcast? And then I was like, I was thinking about it, and then I came up with the name of my podcast, and I was like, that could work. That could work. And then I thought of it, like, before making this video, that this podcast doesn't have to be, like, for someone to, like, take knowledge from as of right now. And, like, as relating to this and, you know, the video, the YouTube and all the social media things or whatever, when my life gets better, and, we don't know, but I'm trying to be positive and say, as my life gets better, my video quality will get better. No, yes, but really, like as my life gets better, I want my videos to get better as well as sharing things and doing stuff. And then now I'm like, have like so much more excitement to do these things. And also with the editing, it's because of the editing. We can't forget about the editing, because the editing takes the fun out of it at times. Because even though I could be putting things like funny things in the video, it's like nowadays when I make videos, I mean, I'm not trying to like do so much and try to post it. I just do a couple things that I thought, and then I go and I post it. So it's the editing is like I'll probably hire someone to edit my videos, and then they can do I'll show them whatever is my favorite things to edit. Pretty explanatory and stuff. So, but anyways, hopefully, yeah. Not to get sidetracked. But going back to, hopefully, what was I saying? See, it's like I go to different topics and then I have to like trace back. I'll promise I'll get my notes. I don't know, but the podcast. So I was like, yeah, I don't know about this about doing a podcast. And then I was like, I just started thinking about it, and now, like, oh, sorry. I was hold on. I don't want to lose it. I was like, oh, how, right, as if I did this podcast, right, let's cook for a second. If I did this podcast, as of right now, it wouldn't necessarily pop off as what I'm doing right now. One, like, my YouTube content is not popping off, but it would just be, I was gonna say boring, but it would just, I would just probably talk about my feelings. And then when it gets better with having things ready and having a studio and stuff like that, I would have more to share as not just my feelings, but also my facts. Feelings matter, but facts are the things that will save your life. There we go. I cooked with that. I almost lost it, but I cooked. Also, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, I don't know when this podcast will start or ever start, but I do have a name that it will be legendary, because it refers to me a lot sometimes, and I'm like, yes. Yes, I know I am. But really, I'm just, it can be misleading at times, but, and that sounds, I know that raises questions of like, what is it? But like, I was literally going to say it in this video, but then I was like, I'll just make the podcast. And the podcast would be on YouTube still, and possibly, yeah, it would have. Now to think about that, if it's gonna be on video or is it just gonna be audio only. So that's something to think about. But those things. I'm trying to think of other things to say, but we're getting close to the end. But let's think. Hold on. I can say as right now, the time is 4:20 in the morning. So what else to say? And this could, you know what? Hold on. You might be thinking, well, couldn't this be a podcast video? Because it's like, can be related to that instead of all these like the other videos that are like, oh, edit, these funny things or whatnot. But this is different. Yeah, this could have been a podcast. Like I would have to put it in order or whatnot, or however I write in the like episodes or whatever it is. Like, but it's still in the process of thinking of what to do. So I just wanted to state my feelings. I didn't want to make something and like this podcast is not what I thought. It's not for me or whatever the viewers or whoever. But it's gonna possibly like be like that, as I stated, until things get better, and then things will get more, cooking, as I would say. So yeah, but it's something to think about. So what else to think? I know there's other things to think about, but those things have been on my mind, and I don't know if I stated if I just got this. I got this from Walmart, and the company that it's Fruit of Loom. So, but I really like this. This is like, because I was looking for literally I've been wanting this, I've been wanting to have a robe, particularly black, that fits my style, but there was other ones that are like white and gray and blue, and I'm like, no, I want a black one, and I finally got one, so I'm really happy that I literally came across it. So yeah. Oh, and like, you see my nails? Yeah, these are black nails, black Hydro Flask, black robe, and me being black. And I'm so proud of being black. Okay. Let's see. I mean, why not talk about it? Hold on. I'm drinking more. So, Del Water Gap. His album Chasing the Chimere. I thought it was gonna be cinema, but it's not talking about a cinema. But it really looks like a cinema, because of the visuals of the music videos, and like his album CTC came out, and I listened to the entire thing, and it is so wonderful. Like it's like pretty, like I don't know, like it's pretty. There we go, it's pretty. But for more description, it's like it has a lot of. There's one song that's really funky. It's with a beat. The beat is funky. I think it's Ghost in a Uniform, and that beat is really funky. It reminded me of a song that my father plays in the car, and it's from a black artist. And it's like, I forgot the name of it, but music experts or people who listen to music would definitely know what I'm talking about when you hear Ghost in the Uniform. It's a really funky thing. But the other songs, uh it's also interesting to hear things that are some funky things, but also it's just more jazzy because he has like that saxophone and multiple songs, and also the horns, I believe. And also he brought chimes into one of the songs. It's just so wonderful. Like, I really like it. And you know what? I also been listening to Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino by the Arctic Monkeys. That Now that is, with that album, it's completely different genre than the other ones. Like, I know the AM album by Arctic Monkeys is totally different than that, and also The Car. But Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, it's like a wonderful album. Like, I have to get a record of it, honestly, just to know that it's one of amazing album to even, like, it's amazing that the Arctic Monkeys made that album. Like, they shifted gear and did that. It, no album can like, I know how to listen to more music. I'm always interested in listening to more music, but me coming across this and then sticking with it, and it's just so nice. And I was going to mention, related to Del Water Gap's music, it has that jazzy feeling, but instead of, I think, as of my what my thoughts are thinking right now, instead, like, the difference is like, hold a whole Del Water Gap's Del Water Gap's new album. It has a jazzy feeling, and like when I mentioned the horns and the saxophone, and the chimes, but like this Arctic Monkeys album, it has more jazzy rhythms. Yeah. It's like, yeah, more jazzy rhythms, but less on the jazzy. I don't know. You gotta listen. If okay, to wrap it up, you gotta listen to definitely CTC by Del Water Gap, and also Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino by the Arctic Monkeys. And then see, what I'm trying to tell you is that it has jazz rhythms and jazz things in them, in those music and stuff that really, like, oh, that feels like that has like that rhythm from an actual jazz song, or, sorry, because actually, I'm not sorry, because it's, music is, it's like the universe. The music, the universe is expanding, and so is music. So, and it's just like, certain genres, I could be wrong, but, like, I'm just a music person. I just play music. I'm trying to learn things, but, I just play music. But I feel like certain genres influence other genres, but not saying like it's just like jazz and country are the same genre, but they do have similar things as as some other genres. So I'll keep it at that. But the new Holden, that's his government name, but Holden's music is wonderful. This album, and I got 5 variants of the vinyl, or maybe 4, but I haven't gotten the 5th one because the 5th one was previously going to be exclusively from from local record stores, and it was hard to get. But I found it out that Amazon is selling the clear vinyl of it. So I was like, okay, until I get something, until I get that money, and it's not that expensive, until I get that money, I will be getting that last variant. And one of them is signed because I got it from his website. So, and I got it, and it's wonderful and it's amazing. So, but yeah, but that's pretty much it for this video. I wanted to get everything, some thoughts that I have been collecting, to throw it out for this video. I'm so proud. I will always be proud of myself for doing the things that I want to do, or I need to do, because I want to succeed. And so, that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you really liked listening to me, and also possibly seeing other videos, definitely like. But anyways, we'll see you later.